Whatever you've been going through, we can talk about it. We ain't passing no judgment, so don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. Tune into your late talk show. It makes us feel good just to know we're not alone. No more living isolated and cast aside. I want you to come up and down. Just don't be afraid of your heart. So don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. It's your lane talk show with Coach Trish Hanna.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Your Lane with your girl, Coach Trish Hanna. This is Your Lane Talk Show. We're broadcasting live from the beautiful Nassau, Bahamas. It's about 92 degrees outside. I feel like 100 degrees out there right now, okay? But it is hot, hot, hot. I hope y'all drinking your water, but not too much water, because I don't know if y'all know there's a thing that if you drink too much water, yeah. So not too much, just enough, just to keep you hydrated. All right. And for those who are tuning in to Your Lane Talk Show for the first time, Your Lane Talk Show was created to educate, encourage, and empower women of all ages. Now, last week we had with us Mr. and Mrs. Joel and Sherilyn Ross that spoke about the various anti-forces in marriages. They are marriage consultants all the way in the United States. And if you don't know, an anti-force is anything that is hindering you from having a healthy and abundant marriage. Generational curses, spirit spouses, addictions, adultery, Jezebel, Leviathan spirits, etc. Anything that is hindering you from progressing in your marriage is an anti-spirit. You want to know more about that. This show was an eye-opener. It brought about encouragement, knowledge. It brought about peace for those who are trying to figure out, yes, I see my husband doing these things. I see my wife doing these things, but I couldn't really put it into words what it is. I know something ain't right. It's not normal. Yes, those were the messages that I was getting between last week. In fact, all of last week into last weekend. Persons who were saying, I have seen this in my spouse. I've seen what's been happening, or I've seen this, and somebody even said they've seen it in their parents. All right, their dad who's just always working, and he's never home. And even when he is home, he tries to find himself to be as busy as possible, not to connect with his wife, or in her case, her mother. So these things do exist. Don't ignore them. I can tell you that they have names for them. And in that, you can go ahead and listen to it. This is show episode 63, and it's entitled Dealing with Anti-Marriage Forces. All right. Please like and subscribe. And you do go on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. Go to Coach Trish Hanna, type in episode 63, Dealing with Anti-Marriage Forces. And I have a little surprise for you at the end of the show. Remind me now. Y'all remind me, okay? Okay. So, all right. So now it's time, because I don't like to waste time. I don't like to prolong things. For those who like to travel, who like to watch traveling shows, for those who looking to plan a trip for the winter or next year, because, some are already done gone, right? Those who have not planned their honeymoon trip as yet, you need to call these people. Call the ones who you know. Call the ones who just got engaged. You want to tune in today? You can even call the profilers. Profiling in the party. Y'all ever had a song? Y'all ever sit down and listen to the lyrics to that song? Listen to me. You know what a profiler is? That's someone who only get but $3 to buy their ticket to go to wherever else they need to go, but they ain't got no more money after that. You ever been on a trip with someone who ain't got no money? Like, they come over there. Let's say you go into, give me one. Where we go? Florida, right? We going to Florida. They only got only Miami, because broke people. How she say? Only broke people, let's go to Miami, because I in Florida, right? But you ever been with somebody who been on a trip, you on a trip with this person, and they only bring but 300, let's say 500 max, right? So what they do is their first 1 or 2 days, they done gone to all the Red Lobster and them, all Denny's, they done gone to all these big time restaurants. They gone in the mall, they spend all the money in the mall. By day 3, they start picking, right? They don't go to the big restaurant. They say we go to Wendy's or we go to McDonald's just to buy the fries. Right? You haven't been with them? Child, that was me back then. I don't deal with them except no more. We don't no more. You ain't got no money, don't go. You can't come. All right. So for those, even those that the profilers, the ones who only come in to eat off of you or sleep off of you, tell them tune in because they may want to hear some things or two. All right. Shout out to Synovia Pierre for that beautiful song. I actually sat down and listened to the lyrics that I saw last week. It was so funny. She says cell phone is beyond the side, but they ain't got no minutes. What? Yes, they the profilers. All right. So what we're gonna do right now, we are going to invite everyone now. If you don't have to tune in to star 106.5 FM dial, you can actually watch us live. This is a beautiful lady that I have. Actually, I have 2 beautiful ladies, one to my right and one to my left. But my beautiful guest today, you can watch her live on Your Lane Life Coaching Facebook page. So if you want to see who this dynamic individual is, you can go on to Your Lane Life Coaching Facebook page. And you can also listen to us on channel 976 because I do have people who say, Trishan, I don't have a Facebook account. It's okay. You don't have a Facebook account. You could just go to 976 on cable. I'm sure you have a little cable and see if you could tune in there. If not, then go right ahead to the 106.5 FM dial. All right. Now, a leisure trip. What is a leisure trip? A leisure trip is a trip made outside. All right. The usual environment, outside of the usual environment, for the main purpose of entertainment, holiday, recreation, relaxation, hobby, etc. You can have a girls' trip. You can have a family vacation. You can even have solo trips. And for goodness sake, don't go on no trip to go work. This ain't no work trip. This ain't no business trip. And when you go for business, that's no longer a leisure trip, right? No. So we talking leisure. Just be like, you know what? I don't even have to do much shopping. I just want just chill. I want to explore whatever this country has to offer. I want to go and look at all the various monuments and go on the tour buses, etc., and enjoy. This is what we need. This is what enjoying life is all about. Shopping is good. While you're out there and doing little stuff, you get your little 1 or 2 little pieces. You get your little souvenirs to bring back. But we doing this leisure trip. Don't bring no laptop. All right? Don't bring no demand them work. Don't bring no work. You just having fun. Okay? Girls trips are the best. All right. My predictions for this episode today, I would say 95% aha moments because we're going to hear some things. I know that I'm going to learn a lot today. I know I'm going to learn a lot today because this ain't just an agent. This is a consultant. There's a difference. All right. That's a difference. And 5% laughter. Only because I have Odessa to my right and Odessa funny. All right. I don't know if Tonya is funny, but we can see what happens. And of course, we are opening the lines today for you. If you have any questions for this consultant, I actually have persons asking me questions prior to the show, and I guess I'll ask those questions for you, for those who are listening. But the number to call is 328-8164, 328-8164. And of course, if you just want to type out your question, you can go on to Facebook and you can type your questions there. I don't think you would have a reason to remain anonymous, but if you do have a question that you don't want to post on Facebook, you can send a text to 376, WhatsApp 376-8689. That's 376-8689. Your Lane, episode 64, Let's Plan a Leisure Trip, is brought to you by Airborne Freight and Cargo Services. So after you've already planned your leisure trip and you're still going to shop anyway, you might as well put some of them packages on Airborne Freight, on their cargo, and go ahead and bring them over. You little to nothing. Because we Bahamians, you can spend money on shopping for clothes and shoes and things anyway. So you might as well put them travel and put them on the cargo with airborne freight and cargo services. John Shoe Store and Accessories, Your Lane Life Coaching, Bahama Odds and Ends, Party Supplies, and Johnson & Johnson, distributed by Lowe's Wholesale. Summer is here. Grab your Johnson & Johnson skincare. That's Aveeno, Neutrogena, and Clean and Clear. Check out any of your nearest Lowe's pharmacies for all of your skincare needs, especially our Neutrogena sunscreen products. We've got something for everyone in the family. So now let's get to business. Desi, you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Because you just come from a trip.
Listen,
I don't know nobody who's go travel more than you. Where you been?
2024. I'm ready.
You ready? Oh, 2024. Oh. You gotta get the body right and everything, or what? Or done ready?
No, I ain't into that.
No?
That is me selling myself dreams.
Oh, okay. It don't make sense.
No.
Just come as is.
As I am.
As I am, Lord. As I am. All right. So we have with us in studio Mrs. Tonya Wilson, and she is a travel consultant. I'm gonna let her introduce herself because I think she knows herself better than I do. So welcome, Tonya. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very well, thank you. I am very well, thank you.
Come tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tonya Wilson. I am a minister of God and very active in my church. I love to sing. I love spiritual. I love golden oldies. I am married, yes, to my wonderful husband. And I have two dynamic children. My siblings and I, we run Leisure Travel and Tours Limited.
Why Leisure Travel and Tours Limited ain't sponsoring the show with that? Why? Because their name all up now. No, we have it big and blasting, Leisure Travel and Tours. And the show name, Let's Plan a Leisure Trip. Why Leisure Travel and Tours ain't sponsoring the show? Next time.
Oh, next time.
Right.
Definitely next time.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right,
it's
so
wonderful
let's
to
talk.
be here.
So, a couple of things I want to know. I want to know, first of all, why you choose the profession as a travel consultant?
Well, when I first graduated from school, because I was in this business over 35 years ago, and my father had opened up his own tour company, and he opened it up from his home, and he wanted to extend not just only with tours in the country, he wanted it to be a travel agency also. And so, having graduated from high school, went on to college for 2 years, he said, come, I need you to work in the business.
So when you went to college, what did you study?
Secretarial science. Could you believe that?
This math ain't nothing. But go ahead.
I studied secretarial science, and I came into the business in the tour part of the company, and eventually I became a travel consultant. I am the office manager for our company, which is successfully run by my siblings and I. And today, I honor my mother and my father for the legacy that they have left for us, their children, for the heritage that they have left for us as their children. And we successfully run it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, what's the difference between a travel agent and a travel consultant? I want the audience to know. I know, because you corrected me, all right? But I want the audience to know. Let's hear.
Okay, so I consider myself as a travel consultant.
Yes.
And the word consultant is a person who provides expert advice, not just advice.
Just no
expert
random
advice.
Like
and professionally. It's always done professionally. A consultant is a specialist and a guide. And so with that being said, I am a travel specialist, I am a travel guide, and I do give expert advice to all of my customers.
I love the confidence. And guess what? I have seen, and I can be honest with you, I went on a particular page. Before I asked a question, I decided to type in travel agent or travel consultant before I even asked, right? little did I know that you were a travel consultant. I
Mhm.
just know you from just knowing you. So here it is, I typing it in, and I'm looking at the reviews, and all I see is Tonya Wilson, Tonya Wilson, Tonya Wilson, Tonya Wilson, straight through. And I even posted, because I normally post prior to the show your picture,
Mhm.
right? And someone said the best, the best. So we have with us in Studio Odessa the best travel consultant in the Bahamas. So when we come with our questions, Odessa, we better come correct.
Exactly.
All right, go big or
Exactly.
go home, right?
Exactly.
Right. So Tonya, considering the fact that you are a travel consultant,
Mhm.
what are some of the places that you've traveled throughout the world? What are some of the, like, let's say let's go exotic, because I know you've probably been everywhere, but what are some of the exotic
Yes,
places?
the most exotic place that I've been was when I had to take my eldest child
Mhm.
off to school in England.
Mhm.
And so I decided that I'm going to that part of the world.
Mhm.
I said, okay, Tony, you need to do something where you could explore
Mhm.
and then you're able to sell the product even greater. You can market the
Right.
product. And so I did a European cruise.
European.
And it was a Mediterranean. It was beautiful. We went to places like Barcelona, Spain. We went to Rome, Italy, and it was amazing. We went to La Havre, France, and we even stopped over in London and did a tour of Piccadilly, and we went to see Buckingham Palace. So that was one of the most exotic vacations that I have
Wow.
done,
I love
other
it.
than the United States.
Other
That
than the
was
United States. So you never traveled to any places like Africa?
not
Soon.
yet in the
Soon.
planning.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. My gosh. So
Mhm.
when you're traveling, why, well, let me just ask this question first.
Mhm.
Why do you think that people should consider a travel agent or travel consultant
Mhm.
versus having to plan their own vacation or
And-
leisure travel?
And I get this all the time, because when you do it on your own, you're looking in front of the computer, you're planning all of the events that you want to happen within your journey. But if there is something that goes wrong, there is no person to contact where you can assist. And so with that person's, I get it all the time. I had a customer that came in and she was referred to me. And the report that I heard just a little while ago before I came inside,
Wow.
that you're excellent. I was referred to another person to help me with my travel arrangements. Number one, I always make people feel comfortable, very comfortable. Whether you come to spend $10 or you come to spend $1 million, everybody feels special
I love
when they
that.
sit in the front of me.
I love
And
that.
so when you make people feel comfortable,
Yeah.
they a lot of times person said, I can always talk person's money, spending money when they don't even want to.
Listen, because if I spend in my good hard-earned money, you better give me the customer satisfaction and the care that I need.
Yes.
Because I spending this the money I save up for me and my family to go. We a family of 5. You gotta make it right for me. I don't want to. You don't want to go to places. Those travel places. The websites.
Yeah.
And you mess up. Let's say you miss your flight. Dog eat your lunch because you ain't getting no refund.
Nope, you're
Right?
not.
Nothing.
You're
There's
not.
no accountability when
None.
you go outside of a consultant, and I love that.
And it's so amazing that even though sometimes when there are rules and regulations and stipulations to a ticket,
Right.
and I said I'm a minister first. So the first thing I always do in the morning, I acknowledge God.
Right.
And I say, Father, I need your wisdom within this day.
Yeah.
I need to connect with the right person to make this happen.
Yeah.
And it's always a miracle, because tickets that are non-refundable or tickets that cannot do this or cannot do that. I had a lady on Friday. She was so flustered. And the calmness within me says, don't worry. You'll get sorted out. And would you believe?
So said, so done.
Whoa, God made it come true. And she was like, Oh my God. Oh my God, I didn't believe that. And persons who could not get this done,
Yeah.
I was able to get back funds in tickets. Only God.
Where you been all our life? I mean, I know all, but didn't know. Listen. This is the whole definition of who you know, right?
Exactly.
It's who you know, right? That's it. Okay, because I don't know. And so, what are some of the things that you plan? You plan honeymoon?
I plan honeymoons, definitely. I plan group vacation. I'm doing this European, this group with a birthday celebration.
Ooh.
And they're doing a European cruise next year, March. And so that's very exciting. Plan honeymoons, just getaway, just relaxation, girls trip, and, you know,
let's go
family.
Peace. Let's do honeymoon first, right? So let's say, okay, first of all, let me ask you, when you do meet these, let's say the couple, right? What are some of the questions that you ask? Suppose they come to you and they don't know where they want to go, right? How do you speak to them? What's the conversation?
Well, the first thing I would ask them, what is it that both person enjoys,
right?
And then both of them will start talking to me, and I make my little notes and I jot down and everything. And then after that, I would ask, okay, so have you done this before? And they say, that doesn't seem interesting. I said, okay, so do you want to incorporate a number of places at the same time? Because you know, some people just honeymoon, all the hustle and bustle of the wedding, they just want to relax and rest. Then you have some couples that after the wedding, they want to go and explore. And so I get the feel of each couple before I make a suggestion to them of what to do. And after that, then I would ask, what's your budget? And when they give me their budget, then I work according to their budget. And sometimes the budget will be this amount. And again, I consult the father and I said, now I have to work this one. And then work another event here, then it all comes out and it's like, thank you so much, Tony.
All right, so let's do a scenario, Adata. I am on my I'm going. I want to plan a honeymoon, right? Well, get married. My wedding is going to be in March, and I want a place where it snows.
Okay.
I want a cabin. I want to do some skiing and all this other stuff, you know, in the snow and the XYZ. What's my budget, Dasa?
See, that would be my biggest problem. I don't really have a budget. What would you suggest?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If you don't have a budget, then I can put together a package for you and give you the plan of this is where you can go if it looks like this amount, like say, just hypothetically saying $500, and then this is what $1,000 looks like, and this is what $1,500 looks like, and so from there.
Let's say I have a budget of $6,000, right? Because I want to spend a week.
All right,
week,
I love you already.
This is the cabin. This is a week and a half. Right, be in the snow. All right, this ain't no piazza, this ain't no hotel. Okay, and then we would do little, you know, tourist type stuff, you know, in the snow. So where would I go?
Well, I know a lot of honeymooners. They go to Canada. I've just found this new place because sometimes a lot of the information that I would get, persons will come, I've been Googling here, I'm searching here, so I need to go here. And I said, oh, interesting. I have this thing with my employees that I say, oh, okay, I traveled to Brazil today. Oh, okay, I traveled to Newfoundland today. And, you know, because it's very interesting because sometimes you don't know of the places. And so when persons come to you, it's very interesting and it's intriguing to dig and to search out and to see and to make things come together for you. So I would look at the time of the year, like you said, March, and then I would look at the country that would have, honeymoon, like I do the Poconos. Yes, they have that cabin-like feel, and because they are up like a cold most year round, and so that's interesting to do, because you want something with just couples, and you have that feel in your cabin where they have the pool in the room and just everything romantic, boating, and
Listen, we went, and I made this scenario, but it is actually true. My husband and I went to Keystone, Colorado for our honeymoon, and we spent a week and a half, Odessa, over there, and we were in cabins where we had to get the actual wood to put it in the fireplace and everything like that.
That should have been nice.
It was so beautiful. I want to go back. All right.
Make it happen.
Now here, Ross, that travel agent. I don't know who that woman is, but I know him, and I know that for a fact because even when we went, he planned everything. We planned a couple's spa day there over there as well. And the woman was like, "Miss, you have a good husband. I mean, he made sure to the T. He called me to make sure everything was ready and prepared and set for you every day, ma'am. Every day." I said, "Okay, all right, that's what I did, Louis."
That's awesome.
All right, but that's what we did. So we did the honeymoon places. What if they want something? They don't know, like no snow, just something nice.
Well, a lot of persons like to go on cruises because you can get different islands, the experience and the feel of different islands all in one. All meals are included, drinks are included, and so I did a couple of honeymoon cruises this year, and it was so beautiful. And the extra touch that Tony from Leisure puts on is that I always make contact with my customers. I had a customer that was so very distraught on Friday, and when they traveled, and she called and reached out to me, and I tried to help her. And the good thing is that when you can be there for somebody in their need, and that's why I take what I do so seriously, and I love it, because it's sometimes you have to customers becomes family, and so I called her yesterday, and she was like, "Tony, thank you." She said, "You don't have no idea what this means to me." And her husband was there and say, "Thank you so much, Tony," because afterwards I always reach out to clients. That's one thing my father taught me. You reach back and you ask, and that's very important. Did everything go okay? Is there anything else that you can do? And so, that's a special touch.
The customer service, right? So what is the most exotic trip that you planned for a couple then?
The most exotic trip I planned for a couple. I think it was in the Poconos. I think I'm recalling, because I have a lot of family trips where for Disney World, like I say, 3-4 days.
So you get more family trips than you do
more
girls trip.
I did a girls trip last year. It was me and my sister. We went off, and we went to Daytona Beach just to be on the, do you believe it? And it was amazing, just the two of us, and we went and we ate good, and we just browse and just relax, and it was beautiful, because sometimes you do need those girls trips. Yes, you do.
What about Maldives? Have you ever booked any trips there?
No.
Because that's where I want to go.
Oh wow. Okay. That's interesting to know. That's interesting to know.
That's where I go.
Okay. I need to look that up.
What are other places that you can go with the water villa experience other than the Maldives?
The water villa experience. You can go to, I know, well, that isn't really water villa, but a lot of people like to go to Orlando, where all the slides and stuff.
Out
And
of Orlando, like these, they
pardon?
have them in Mexico.
Okay,
Right.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
places
I'm gonna look those up.
where you go. These villas are literally in the ocean. All right,
Oh,
and so
wow.
you get to see. There are some that have like a glass floor, so you can actually see the fish swim by in
Ah,
your room.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Um,
This is too adventurous.
listen,
That sound.
again, that's on my bucket list. I gotta go. With there being so many places to travel in the world,
Mhm.
how do people determine where they want to go for vacation?
It all depends on you as an individual.
Mhm,
What are your likes?
mhm,
Because some people just like adventure. And some people just like to see where, okay, I just want to go and relax. So it doesn't matter
mhm,
where I go. You can take me to a Caribbean island. I could go Jamaica,
mhm.
Trinidad, and others. They just need some adventure. They need some sort of activity, whether it's a amusement park or a museum, a zoo. They just need some
Yes.
activity to do. And so, yeah.
So it depends on the
It
person.
depends
And
on
what
the
if they don't
person.
know? Like, um, summer is basically gone. We're
Yeah.
coming into fall. What
Hmm.
are some of the places that you recommend around this season in September, October?
A lot of persons are doing cruises this season, especially European cruises. Yeah. And I think it's a Holy Land cruise. Yeah.
Hmm.
So September and October, the slow months, even though it's the hurricane season, the rates are a little lower at that timing of the
Hmm.
year
Hmm.
for cruises.
Okay.
Okay, so if I wanted to plan a family cruise,
Hmm.
and I want to do, because I was thinking of doing one for my birthday next year.
Okay.
And of course, when you're traveling with family, it's a huge group of
Yeah.
people, so it causes that much more complications with the
Hmm.
whole arrangement. And you have to think
Hmm.
about school and all that other type
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
So rather than us planning that ourselves, how cost effective is it for us to use a travel consultant
Hmm. Hmm.
versus
So
us
we know.
going online or hooking up with one of the agents from the actual cruise
Right.
lines?
Because you would leave everything up to me. You just give me what you want and I would make it happen for you.
Hmm.
When it comes time with deposits, I would make sure be the one to collect. If the deadline has come and you're not able to do that, then I would speak on your behalf and said, okay, I have this group, they're not able to make it. Can I get an extension for another 10 days, another 7 days, rather than you yourself having to deal with the client? Because some having to deal with the vendor,
Hmm.
because sometimes you can be on hold for so long and experience that. And then, a lot of times persons who deals with group, they don't want to deal with, bringing that
It's
amount of monies in.
cumbersome.
It is very
Hmm.
cumbersome. So what they do is say, Tony, you collect this from
Hmm.
this one, let them come in here, and yeah.
Go from there.
Mhm.
Listen, all right, that's what we planning trip too, because I going on your family vacation too. How much places I going next year? God's willing. Listen, we're gonna take a quick break, and right after the break, we're gonna ask Tony, how do we plan? So we're gonna give her a travel cruise.
Yeah, of
So we're
course.
gonna give her, we say we're gonna cruise for next year,
Okay.
and then she's gonna tell us or teach us how to plan for that cruise. All right,
Mhm.
right after this break.
Lord have
Hello,
mercy.
everyone. On the Facebook audience, welcome, 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 Yolanda, welcome, Nadia, welcome, um, Yvette, welcome, Charlene, welcome, Kaden, and Kavante. Kavante say hi, mama, and Kaden say the best to do it. Love you, mom. All
Love you
right.
too. Hi, Kivante.
So we got. I mean, they saying the best ever, the best ever. I want you to know that we are doing it big or doing it or we going home. Ashkira, I forget you. Because I see you have your name up here as a different person, but you know our good people on here, right? They listening and they tuning in. They tuning in. All right. So yes, we are still live, even when we're on a break from the radio. So I don't know if there's anything that you want to say in this time before we get back on.
It is awesome to be here.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Mhm.
it's awesome to be here.
Thank you.
It's divine timing.
Thank you. Yeah.
I agree.
I I'm excited to hear how to plan. We've done a I've only been on one cruise, and that was the same year of
Mhm.
the same first year of our marriage. It ain't even been a year yet. Because we got married in March, and then we went on a cruise in October.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did the
That's interesting.
Keystone in March, and then we did the cruise, Carnival cruise in
Mhm.
October.
Mhm.
We went on the Triumph.
Okay.
At that time, it was the biggest,
Biggest, but
right, at that
biggest
time.
ship.
And then we went to Cancun, Mexico, um, Ocho Rios, Jamaica,
Jamaica. Mhm.
and something else, Cayman Islands.
Okay, you did a
Yeah.
7 day.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a variety of
Yeah, we
places
did
to
that.
go,
It was
right?
really, really nice. Now, the
Mhm.
Cayman Islands, we didn't really do nothing. There wasn't really
Much,
much to
yeah.
do. So we just went on
Right.
a tour. We did a little bus tour around. Yeah.
Rounds, yeah.
And we just stayed on the beach.
And
Whatever.
Jamaica, what did you do?
Jamaica.
The Duns River
We,
Falls?
yes, the dance. Yes, we
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, that's
What's the thing
amazing.
that they say? Something what they say is you have to shout. You have to shout something for them to take a picture, and I can't remember what it is.
Really?
I have a video of it, so I don't know. Okay, we're coming back on.
Trish, Hanna.
Welcome back. For those who are tuning in to us with us for the first time, we have with us in studio Mrs. Tonya Wilson. She is a travel consultant. We are about to plan a trip right now. All right, so we're planning a 7-day cruise for next year,
April.
April.
Beautiful.
We don't know what to do. We don't know what to pack. We don't know what all funds needed to be given on the first, whatever. So that's what we're consulting her for. So, it's me and Augusta. We have like 6 of us going on a cruise. We want to go in
Okay.
April. How do we do it?
Awesome. Okay, so first, I would ask, because you said that you've been to Grand Cayman, Ocho Rios, because I have persons that come and say, I don't want to go this
I
place,
don't want to
this,
go
this.
there anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're looking for something different, and they
Yes.
want something
That's
that would
what I'm looking for.
leave
Yes.
out of make the trip more cost effective with tickets. Because you
Okay.
have to look at that. Sometimes cruises leaves from Port Canaveral, which is out of Orlando,
Mhm.
and they leave from Cape Liberty, which is in New York,
Mhm.
and they leave from Seattle, Washington. So you would have those cruises leave from those different points, but
Mhm.
they're still doing the Caribbean route.
Okay.
So the best cruise to sail on is
Right.
that leaving from Miami.
Okay.
And so what you would do, you would give me the destinations that you don't want. The date map down town at the port.
Right.
You would see there are many ships that are in. So each one of those ships have a set something, like a carnival, even though they have the different ports that they go to, but
Mhm.
it's actually set. So if
Mhm.
you don't want to do these cruises, these particular
Locations.
destinations,
Mhm.
then I would offer you something else. Now it may cost you to switch your dates,
Right.
like you can do Aruba, or yeah, you can do the Southern Caribbean cruises. I'm
Mhm.
trying to remember some of the names,
Mhm.
but you can do those,
Mhm.
and you would bring in a $250 deposit down per person. And I always advise persons to do it as far in advance as they could,
Mhm.
because it really helps you. The final payment date is normally 80 to 90 days before sailing. So if
Mhm.
you're going to do it a year in advance and you bring your first deposit, you have between that date and the final payment date to make minimum payments. And that's where you don't
So
feel
what
it.
percentage is the first deposit, or how much should you pay on the first deposit?
They just say 250. That's
So it
that.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Just 250.
Just 250 down. Yes,
Okay.
it
Mhm.
doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Well, that's where I come in
Mhm.
and you come in, because we can
Mhm.
set out a budget where if you get paid monthly, if you get paid bi-weekly, and you want to bring in a certain amount,
Mhm.
right,
Mhm.
then we work that out together before the final payment date.
Okay, so we go to Aruba. So where does that? If we were to choose Aruba, what are some of the destinations other than Aruba that you can think of?
And which ship?
And
Um,
which ship?
well, Carnival does Aruba. I'm thinking, I'm trying to recall some of the destinations because I deal with so many different.
Yeah.
But Carnival, one of their newer ship, I think it's a Celebration. Well, they go into Aruba, and it's a southern 8-day cruise. I think it goes into Curacao, um, and I can't remember the other date, the other ports, but they do Aruba, and then with like just how they come into Nassau at the port, and persons get off, and then you have vendors, taxi drivers that would do tours. So you just get off because you only have a minimum amount of time from 10 till 3 or 9 till 4 or 12 till 8. And I always encourage people to take a tour because you can get to see what the place is all about.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do I pack? We going for 8 days. What's in our
Pack light.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. Pack very light. You would have a captain's ball the first night, and then you would have a farewell ball the last night. And so you would pack something, flashy and formal, and you would wear something comfortable, so sneakers, pushing flats, so that you can be just ready to move once that ship dock. You only have a time limit, and maybe you want to do a tour, and then you want to sit down and eat some of the cultural food, because I love to do that, to encourage people to eat some of the cultural food that they're good for, like Jamaica and their oh my god, oh my god.
Yes. So with the 6 of us going, right? We then pack light. We make sure we have 2 gowns or formal attire to wear. Um, what else is in our bag? Because I mean, what all we bring? I mean, of course, I know I've been on a cruise, so I'm talking to those who've never been. So what should I do, or what should I not do, or what should I bring, or what should I not bring?
Well, the cruise involves your meals and your non-alcoholic beverages. So I wouldn't I wouldn't tell you to pack, stuff in your bag that would weigh down your bag. Because everything is included. So it's just your clothes, and let's go and do this adventure together. Let's make memories. Yes, comfortable shoes. And then apart from the captain's ball the first night and the farewell, you might want to, heal, dress it up.
And elastic pants. Because when you done finish eating all the people food, you can't have pants without buttons because it ain't a button. All right, I have to put that in there. All right. And so when is the best time? Is there like I remember you said just now that people usually make plans around between now and this is almost like a risk though.
It is almost like a risk, but the rates are cheap. And so people take the risk. Because not all the time hurricane comes.
That is true.
Yeah.
You consider that the best time to travel on a cruise?
Financial wise, yes. Summer is very expensive, but people make sacrifices. They work hard all year. I gotta do this.
So when you're purchasing a cabin,
And either a window cabin or a balcony. Now,
window cabins are
yeah.
boring.
Or a balcony where you can go outside and just relax and enjoy. Yes, the night.
What y'all doing over there? I just see y'all popping, but I don't see nothing else.
Yes, I would recommend a balcony cabin, definitely, because it's more relaxing if you don't feel like going on top of the deck. You just sit there, you do room service, and you just enjoy and eat out there. And then the night is it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So with my family, trip coming up, right?
Mhm.
I have family that's the other hand.
Mhm.
Now, cabins can get very expensive when you travel with kids. So,
Yes.
how do you suggest and how do you make your clients cost have some cost savings when it comes to that? Because we're all one family, of course, and then we
Right.
have mommy, daddy, we have two single sisters, we have several other persons, and then we have the ones that have the children.
Right.
So, how do you recommend that we can actually make a saving? Because a saving on that trip without the the ones with a whole family
Right.
paying so much
So
for
much
their
because
cabin.
I would just have you divide it like they allow 4 people inside of a cabin. So if you have 12, and even though in the 12 it's 5 in this family, mommy, daddy, and 3 children, and then you will have another couple in this family, it's best to do 4 to a cabin for savings because cruises go like this. The prices are first and second um, um, prices, and then it goes third and fourth. And normally the third and fourth, it's cheaper. And so, if you want to have it organized like all the adults do, the first and second cost, and then you have because you may have a 2-year-old in the midst, and so you wouldn't want the 2-year-old to pay the first cost like $900, and so the third rate will be probably 600 and some. So you can do it like that, and once you get it organized, I always tell persons if you do it like that, when you get on board the ship, you could sleep here and you could sleep there or whatever the case is.
Right.
Once you
There's
get the
no
cabins
complaint.
together, but just so that it can be cost effective, it's better to divide it evenly, and then once you get on board, then you could do.
Makes sense. Makes
Mhm.
sense because wow, praise my God, that was like I cannot something
Yeah, yeah,
like that.
yeah. That's why I'm a
It's good.
consultant.
What about persons who travel to the United States
Hmm.
and they probably go to a particular state and then they drive down to another state, stay for
Hmm.
a while,
Hmm.
but they don't want to drive back to the state that they came from? How cost effective is that to come to you to prepare that versus having to try to work it out online?
Well, I've had instances where persons really did do that, go
Mhm.
into Orlando and they drive up to take their child off to school and
Mhm.
they don't want to drive back down.
Mhm.
And so the cost effect there is um, driving back down, it's going to take a long while.
Mhm.
And then you compare that to if there's a drop off charge for the car rental at that particular
That's
state.
so,
And
oh
so
yeah.
if the
Yeah.
drop off charge is $100, and that's fine because you can take a flight direct from Atlanta to Nassau, and then I work that price out to see what the rate is from. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
From Atlanta to Nassau. And once I work that price out to see, the length of time to drive back down, then if it's worth dropping that car off there, we're going to do that.
But you're gonna tell them because you'll
I'm
be
going to
like,
tell them, of
"Mom, it don't
course.
make no sense if you want to save
Take the
that little
drive.
$100. Take that drive.
Listen,
Y'all be all right. Let's go sightseeing."
listen.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I said, I'm in this field definitely because I love it,
Yeah.
but I love to give professional
Yeah.
expert advice. I don't just like to take your money.
Yeah.
And I always say I could do that, but if you do this and you do this could happen.
Right.
And they say, oh wow, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for suggesting that to me. So it's not all about just making the monies and not caring about people.
Right.
I
Even
don't
saving
leave
them money
on
and not caring.
right. I don't do that. And you will definitely hear from me
Mhm.
after or even during the cruise,
Mhm.
or even whatever trip. Like there was a school trip, and one of my clients, she missed her flight,
Mhm.
having to be to the airport now in this summer, this the last month in the summer.
Mhm.
You have to be to the airport at least 4 and 4.5 hours ahead of your flight,
Mhm.
because she missed a flight going through the immigration. Child going off to school, I had to talk and console the child. I consult.
Mhm.
So you have to console the child and let the child know everything is going to work together for your good.
Mhm.
And even though this may happen, you're going to still get back on track.
Mhm.
When Friday came, they went on the flight, they send me videos, and I say, glory to
There
God.
you go. There you go.
Oh my goodness, I was so excited.
I love that. I love that. So let's talk now about places like Amsterdam. That's where we went. All right, places like these European places. Now, when you're planning, what how would you advise as far as getting like hotel room accommodations, etc.? What is your input for those who want to do European trips, not the cruises, just the regular trips?
I know. And you said, and I know I may sound like I always, point out cruise because I think you could see so much more because my European cruise is going into Amsterdam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For about 7 hours. And so with doing hotels in these different destinations, first I have to find a central point.
Right.
Because I'm sure you don't want to drive in Amsterdam.
Everywhere, all over the place.
No. So I'm going to find a hotel that is going to be at a central point. That's why they always laugh at me at work and they say, "Tonya, where you been today?" And I say, "Oh yeah, I been here." Because a part of what I do is also finding out new information. And when I find out new information, that's how I become the expert. And I'm able to advise. And so I would find a central point for them to go into and to stay, because you want to stay at a place where you can easily get around, and also do a lot of tours around that area. And so that's how I would advise persons.
So somewhere that is accessible to, let's say, different transportation for one, safety two, tourist destinations three. Yeah.
Safety is so much important.
Let's talk about that.
That's
Have you had
important.
anyone? Have you consulted with anyone who just wanted to travel solo?
Yeah. And I was going to say that because I'm doing this person and they're going to this destination and they want to just stay at this hotel. And I said, no. I look at the hotel, I look at the reviews, I go online, I look at the surroundings. And for a young lady, I said to her, number one, I'm not going to allow you to stay here because you're by yourself. It's not just about me collecting your funds and making a sale. It's about your safety also. And so I told her that I'm going to search for a hotel that's in a safe environment and one where she can, because the place that she's going, she cannot drive. And so where you can go out and, walk and see some sights, get something to eat, and then go back in or go to a show or do something. But I always, because that for me, that's important. If you're going to come and spend your money, I have to make sure that you're definitely safe.
Ever been to New York?
No, I haven't. I was supposed to. I was supposed to.
Planning to
and I ain't gone to New York.
But I guess because when she do her research, she
yes, I don't explore.
Yeah. All right.
It is so true.
And so let's talk about even local trips. I don't know, people actually come to you for local trips. So for instance, I've never been to Exuma, never been to Cat Island. Never been to Long Island.
Very interesting.
What are some of the islands you went on?
Listen, like I do the research. I'm in the process of doing Long Island, and I just spoke with, I think it is Winter Haven. And I always say, "Hi, my name is Tonya. I'm calling from Leisure Travel and Tours in Nassau. Can I get this and can I get that? Is it possible?" And they said, "Sure." And you will think I know these people.
Yeah, you know them.
Oh my gosh. There's this young lady I deal with in Exuma. You will think, and she's the manager of the hotel, and you will think I've known her. No, just by calling.
So if I want to go pick up, I said, me and hubby, come, let's go with children and go back in school. Let Nana deal with them. Let's go to Exuma. We ain't never been. So we'll contact you and say you will then give us
Mhm.
Airbnb or
Mhm.
hotel, whatever
Mhm.
accommodations,
Mhm.
and we'll
And
deal with that.
I will do that for
Because
you.
some
And the
people like
car.
locals, us behemoths,
Yeah.
we don't want
Yeah.
food with no travel agent and consultant because we think we know it all, but we ain't know nothing.
Yeah. It's better to come to the travel
Yes,
consultant
yes,
because at least you will learn, even though you get it from the internet, mind you,
right,
you get all your knowledge and all everything from the internet,
yes,
but it's better sometimes hands on, and it makes you feel comfortable to
right,
sit down in the front of somebody and they are very confident in what they're saying
yes.
and what they're selling you and making sure that you're going to be good, you're going to be okay, and this hotel is good.
So we're gonna take a break, but one of the questions I wanted to ask is, what are some of the things that could possibly go wrong outside of using you?
I have it all the time.
Uh-huh. Just give me three main
Okay.
things.
I had a customer that went on a website
Mm-hmm.
and she must type in the wrong date coming back.
Ooh.
And she called me at the airport and
Mm-hmm.
said, Tony, I need your help. I thought I said June.
Mm-hmm.
I had July.
Ooh.
She had to pay
Mm.
because it didn't come through me
Mm.
and it went through that site. Normally going through sites, and I always tell people if they choose the site, mind you got to make sure all your T's are
All your ducks
crossed.
in a row.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
Another client called and oh my gosh, I missed and put the T there and it wasn't in my name. That's not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not you. And
That
so
that little T make a big difference.
yeah.
Next.
Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
another client, and I said to her, I said, this hotel, I don't know about that. That's a
Mm-hmm.
2-star. She definitely dialed me from there.
Mm-hmm.
This a rinky dinky. Tony, my husband say never again. Never again.
Mm-hmm.
Because persons sell you stuff
Yeah.
online. But I am just going to not take your money.
You sound like someone who you stand by your name.
Yes,
So
I
if
do.
you were, I know you ain't gonna do this, but if I was to go to a rinky dink hotel and I call you
Mm-hmm.
and you suggested a rinky dink hotel, that will never ever, first of all, that'll never ever happen.
Yeah.
But because you're so true to your name, you want to make sure you give your clients the best
Yes.
that they could possibly
Yes.
afford.
Yes.
So it ain't gonna be no rinky
Yes.
dink. It ain't gonna be no
No.
roach motel.
No.
None of that.
No.
Right?
No.
You would have already done your homework.
Mm-hmm.
Check
Mhm.
the website,
Oh
check
yeah.
the ratings,
Oh yeah. Call the hotel.
Yes.
Call the
I
people.
love that.
Oh yes.
That's time off of me that I
Oh,
could have been doing something
exactly.
else. All right, let's take a break
Exactly.
real quick. I love this. I don't know why we didn't do this before. We always trying to plan our own thing, typing in things and messing things up.
Got 10 windows open on the same
All over trying to see which one is the best
Yeah.
rate. Let's see which when we coming back. So when we come back on this time, I want you to give us some tips and hints, man. How we could save money and things. 'Cause it don't make no sense. We planning and we going we planning a trip on a Sunday, which is the busiest time of the week to travel. When I heard a little sip that if you book your flight on a Wednesday, it's
You're right.
oh. So
You're
you can
right.
tell us all this, right?
Mhm.
All right, right after this break. All right, so here's a question from Facebook. It says, the Beyonce concert is the weekend in Atlanta and everyone is having flight troubles. How early in advance should you plan for a concert weekend trip to ensure best flights, hotel, and car rentals?
Right away. The minute you hear they drop that date, you start to look. The minute. Because it is definitely going to, and not just people going to concerts. You have people that have to connect to a destination before they can get to where they need to go.
Right,
And
so connecting flights and that. Especially Atlanta, because Atlanta is the busiest airport
the
in the
most,
world.
the most.
Right?
Yeah. So as soon as that date for the concert is dropped, you need to start making your reservations, start looking at hotels and everything. Yes.
Charles, I can't wait to have these tips and trips. You gotta these tricks and tips. You gotta let us know. Pizza, I ain't heard from you all day. What's happening?
How much headache to save myself.
You know, all of us could have been saving if we just went.
I can't
this route.
get out of my mind. It's these 2 times, sir. I was scared to go on there, so I was using this one website called Sexpedia. And I stayed to this place inside, what it was, for, either for Fort Lauderdale or Orlando.
Mhm.
The
Oh.
hotel name Avanti, something, something.
Oh.
From the time the
She done give me
hotel
that
called
look.
Levante, or what?
Man,
Does
no
that
man,
name
let me
don't
show you
even
because
sound
these
right?
people are
No.
shysters.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
First of all, they had a Starbucks downstairs, so I was like, well, they got a Starbucks. So
Mm.
this prime, and they got a Starbucks. You ever been in them hotels where you gotta like walk outside to get to your room?
Oh no.
No,
Okay, then.
man.
That's
It's
Okay
one of
then.
them.
That's a
Mhm.
motel, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
That is a motel. Okay
So
then.
you didn't check out the hotel before you
It
went?
look good online.
many
But
They
that's
are
it
they
right
good
there.
at taking pictures.
Yeah,
It was
how many
like
How many
stars?
stars
Did
did
you
it have?
read the
3.5.
reviews?
Oh no, I don't even do no.
No,
traffic.
it has
3.5
to be
stars.
set up.
Mm-mm.
It had
Wow.
good reviews too. The reviews
Wow.
was good too.
Mm-mm.
They just be set up for
Jeez.
Yeah.
Everything is
That's
the
Yeah.
somebody
same.
cousin who typing them
Mhm.
reviews.
But yeah, this a big motel. And I was so right there.
Wow.
I said, "But give me
You
all my
have a
money
name
back.
called what name?
I'm not
Shaquanda?
doing this."
What is it? What's the name?
Avanti.
Name?
Avanti.
Same thing.
Avanti.
Damn.
Come name
Yeah,
that.
no,
It's a no.
no.
So let's before the tips and tricks, right? Tonya, thank you so much once again because you answering all kind of questions today. What if I want to save on my Hilton rewards?
Mhm.
You doing that, however you book in. Does that still come to me or does that go to leisure?
No. It goes to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Just
I.
making sure.
Yeah.
'Cause I
No,
ain't gonna let you
no.
come and take
I.
my Hilton
No.
reward.
What you would do if you come to me to book the hotel, you just
Mhm.
give me your number. I would enter it into the system,
Mhm.
and then I just don't only enter it and leave it.
Mhm.
I'm called the hotel to make sure
To confirm.
to confirm
Mm.
that they see that and you get your points.
You get my points.
And that's all
Because I want my
yours.
points.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about some trips. Some tips and tricks.
You want to go on a
Well,
trip?
let's start from purchasing tickets. What do I do? What's the best way to do? Oh, we do have a question. Does she work with private airline companies?
Like charter flights?
I'm not certain. That's
Private
all I got. So
airline?
what about? I assume places
Delta.
like Odyssey.
Odyssey.
I
Oh, no.
I don't know if this is what she meant, but I'm just.
Oh, okay. No.
No.
No. Mind you, if they can reach me at 325-6847,
Mhm.
and there's nothing that I can't do.
Okay, there's nothing that she can't do. Now let's get some tricks, some tips. Okay, well, how do we purchase tickets?
Okay, so
The best time.
the best time to purchase tickets, especially if you want to go away in the summer, I always tell people to start to search the rates in January.
Mhm.
Then by February, if the rates are not the same, I will give them till the end of February because sometimes you will see a drop in a rate.
Mhm.
That time for
The summer.
June and July and August. And when you see it, you have to purchase it right away. Get the tickets out of the way first.
Mhm.
We can always work activities and car
Hotels,
rentals and hotels.
Mhm.
We can always work that. But you must always get your tickets out, especially if it's a family,
Mhm.
because it's all from one household. The payment is all from one household. Now, if it's a group of friends, yeah, something like that. But get the tickets in advance first.
I don't know if you know the answer to this question, but why you think airlines don't give you like group rates? I don't ever heard of that. Like, when you
It's
doing group-
not.
I was cussing airlines from the time I had to pay for my
Yeah.
2-year-old for a
Yeah.
ticket. I said, but she in my laptop.
Yeah.
What I paying for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the
So,
same rate you pay is what she pays.
yes.
The group rates now this day is not like how it was 30
Back then.
years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. If a ticket to go to Atlanta was $400 and you call Delta's group desk, the rate may be like $320. And doing groups, the airline affords you the privilege of paying down whatever the rule is. You have an airline that says pay $50 down,
Mhm.
and another airline will say pay $100 down, just to secure the seat.
Mhm.
And then you have like 30-45 days before the actual date
Mhm.
to actually finish paying for the group. I had a group that went to Africa
Mhm.
last year,
Mhm.
Christmas, for their mom's 80th birthday
Mm-hmm.
celebration. And so they came in, I think that was February. They locked those rates down. I think it was $150 in March. And the final payment was September. and they went.
So just to be clear, coming through you, you could pay down on your tickets, the airline tickets,
Just with groups.
for the groups.
Just with
Okay,
groups.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just
And
with groups.
what is the minimum amount?
Some airlines say $50. It all
And so how
depends
many
on.
persons in the group would they consider?
A group is considered 10 or more persons.
Okay.
Yeah, and except Bahamas Air.
Mhm.
Bahamas Air is 20 or more persons, but
Okay.
all the other carriers are
Mhm.
10 or more persons. And you find now today that the group rate will be the same. And I always tell persons this is the same as what you would see online if you search it out
That
yourself.
don't make no sense.
Yeah, it is this because of the pandemic. They got to make the monies back, and so
All
it's the
right.
same, no discount.
So with the tickets, so what else? What else do you think should be some good tips for persons who are traveling?
Once you would have, and I always, because for me, persons buying tickets, I always say to them, I need to see your passport, please, because you always have somebody. Oh my God, I didn't see
Your
my
passport
passport.
expire. I have a story to tell. Go
Oh
ahead.
my
I'll
God.
tell that
And
another
so
time.
now
Yeah.
I would always ask my clients,
Let me see your passport.
let me see your passport,
Yes,
please.
please.
And sometimes I say, do you know your passport? Oh my, thank you so much.
Mhm.
And they go that and get their passport.
Mhm.
Or if they're getting a car voucher, can I see your driver's license, please?
Driver's
The
license
driver's
expired.
license expired 3 months ago. And so, yes, these are some of the things that I ask for your legal documents.
Documents you need
Yeah,
them.
yeah, I have to see them.
Yeah.
I have to see them to help you.
That's amazing. And that's the help we need. Because I literally went on a vacation with an expired passport. And I have a story. I'll talk about another day. I don't know how I get there, but let's go. So do you have discounts? Do you get discounts for car rentals? The actual company,
the actual company.
To the client.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And our car rental rates would include insurances that would cover their vehicle. There's an accident and the other party's vehicle. I had this client that was riding down the road and all of a sudden something dropped on the windshield. Whoa. Tony, I said, don't worry, you're covered. You're covered because the voucher said this and this. They pulled that car in, covered. Didn't have to worry about nothing.
I could go right now on a car rental company and see this price, and then I can call you tomorrow, and you will give me a price that's less than what's on the car rental.
It is because sometimes, and I always challenge my customers too. I say, go on. And if it includes this and this and this, and most of the times they have to come back to me.
Right.
Tony, it didn't include this. I see that one.
Right.
So I need to stay here because you don't know what could happen when you are driving over there. Absolutely. You don't know what could happen.
Absolutely.
So
all right. So vouchers. You're what else? What other tips can you give us?
To book hotels.
Trips. Yeah. Come, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And also to book hotels in advance. Don't wait until you get there. And I know it was a couple of years ago. I had told a client, don't go to this hotel. But Tony, the rate is so cheap. I said, please don't go to this hotel. The rate was cheap. They went into the hotel. They were in the shower. Somebody came in the room and robbed them. All the money gone. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Location for me. Yeah.
You ain't putting nobody down in what would be.
Oh no, I can't. No. The Lord wouldn't allow me to do that. Yeah.
So is booking your hotel, car, and
travel
airline cheaper than purchasing them one at a time?
No, it isn't. But you can do it in stages. You can do it because you may not have the hotel, car, and ticket money all at one time.
That's true.
You may not have that.
There are hotels that will just ask for your credit card. And they don't really charge until probably by the time you come, like a day or two before. Yeah. So that is true.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else? What are the tricks You ain't gonna give us all because you want us to come to you.
I know, right?
Right? But say something.
Well, of course, I would
Uh-huh.
want you to come to me, of
Best days
course.
to go on a best days to travel.
The best days, right? Because you had said that the best days to travel is through the week. It's less congested, less hectic, like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and it is cheaper. Back then, they used to have lower rates on weekdays and weekends. The weekdays are low, but not as low as what it used to be. So there can be some sort of savings that can go towards a purchase of something else that you would need on your vacation. And so Tuesday or Wednesdays is one of the slower days to travel. You'll find that there's more availability on flights. And so you would
Throughout the
get,
week.
yeah.
And the worst time will be Saturday and Sunday.
Friday,
Saturday, and Sunday.
you got it.
Weekends. Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and
Okay.
Sundays.
Especially Sundays.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Especially
So
Sundays.
let's say I want to plan a trip between now and let's say Thanksgiving. A trip
Oh,
for Thanksgiving.
okay.
Right? Where you taking me? Where are you going?
Where do you want
I
to
don't
go?
know. Something
Do
that
you
is
want to
really
see?
nice, or maybe a place that it don't even have to be snow. It could just be, some
Village.
that has a Christmas village. That's to say that's gonna go somewhere Christmas village.
You want to see something in the Christmas?
Something.
Okay, so I would have to search that out. I have to search that back and get back to you with that. But during the Thanksgiving, there's a lot of I love to see the seasons, the leaves falling,
Yes.
the changing of the colors, and so that's something that that is exciting, for me. And so and during that time you will see a lot of homes decorated, and that Thanksgiving is like our Christmas, because they go all, I mean, just all out.
So
just
where would I
all out.
go then to get the nice? You know what when we watching them Lifetime movies and then
Oh,
to them times when you go in the little pubs and the little places with the little pecan pie and the little apple pie, you just walk in and you just walk back out. Where's that? Where do you go?
Okay. I know. I think I went to Cincinnati, and I went there. It was some time ago, and it was it was very nice, and it was during that time too, and that's why I talk about the leaves and where you can just go and just hang out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, she's just giving us all the scoops,
I'm
right?
ready to call her now.
I ready to call her too. I trying to see what's going on. So, Tony, how can we reach you? We wanna, and for those who are tuning in now, we want to know how we can save. We want to know that if we have stress, we don't have to put it on us. We can put it on you.
Right.
We want to be able to call you, have making sure that you are accessible or someone who's accessible. We don't want to put in the T in our name and there's no T in our name, and then next thing you know, the people say, "Miss, go to the back of the line." We don't want to put in the next date. We did a hotel to the airport and they say, "Miss, your date is supposed to be August 5th, but you come in." You know what I mean? So we want to come and speak with a consultant who can do all the research for us, who can do all the paperwork for us as much as you possibly can. And so how do we reach you for you to do all of that?
Okay, so our phone numbers, I work at Leisure Travel and Tours. It's number 10, Rich Lil House, Montgomery Street in Palmdale. Rich and Lil came from my father and my mother's name. Yeah, my father's name was Richard and my mother's name was Lillian. They're now deceased. And so it's number 10, Rich Lil House, Montgomery Street, Palmdale. And our phone numbers are 325-6847. That's the main line. And so we have 12 other lines, and it will just hunt to the next available line. And you can reach us from Monday to Friday. The hours are 8:30 a.m. and 5:30 to 5:30 p.m.
I think it was Leisure Tours that my husband harassed the people there. That could have been you he harassed, because it was 15 years ago. It could have been you he harassed. But I can tell you the trip was phenomenal. It's very smooth from start to finish. We actually stayed in Fort Lauderdale overnight for a while so we could do all we went shopping for our little tech jackets and coats and stuff like that. And before we went over, and then we went over the nice cabins. We had to drive, because in Colorado, wherever we were, we drove to Keystone. It's a small little town there, and in Keystone, there are like these are like everything is by like bus. There, I don't recall seeing any cars there, but everything is by bus. And then there's different times you have like this card that tells you where the bus is going. And they go like color codes and stuff like that. It was so good.
That's awesome.
Everything was planned
That's
from
awesome.
start to the finish. That's just the type of person he is too. So if he's dealing with someone, he got to make sure these people have sense, because he ain't gonna come and do no foolishness right now. Especially how he's still trying to this day trying to impress me. So we'll be reaching out to you very shortly.
Thank you.
So we can do further planning for us, especially as the family is growing now. I don't like how that sounds.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
So ain't nothing else happening. But we would want to at the end of this year take them to see the snow. Anyway, that's what we said we were going to do. And so we want to be able to reach out to you so you can do just that. B2, have any questions for Tony? Any questions?
Any questions when I call up?
Okay.
So you got all kind of clients.
Thank you.
From in here, even inside of there,
Thank
there
you.
are lots of person. I have a friend who's planning a cousin's trip for next year, and she said she's going to reach out to you. As
beautiful.
well. They're doing a cousin's cruise.
Beautiful.
All right, and
Beautiful.
I just by you speaking, you can tell that everything that you do is done in excellence.
Yeah.
You stand by your name. You stand by the legacy of your parents, and I know that you and your sister would not want to disappoint neither of your parents' legacy nor your name and what Leisure Tours have to offer. And so I want to thank you so much for being a part of this show.
You're welcome.
You were phenomenal. I think everything went splendid. I don't know if there are any other questions that you may have.
I just wanted to know how clients can reach you on the weekend. How do you normally navigate that space with the weekend?
Normally, on the weekends, even though we're off, I still give them my cell phone numbers, and they can reach me, like if there's a situation, if there's a problem, or if I have to assist in any area, I would just go into the office and help. And then sometimes once they give me their names and phone numbers, I just go in and I just make calls like I did on Saturday. I had to do that. I had to work for like about 5 hours.
So is there an email address that persons can send?
Sure. An email address is twilson@leisuretraveltours.com. All lowercase.
Okay.
All right. And so what about persons who may be, international or, even the outer islands that want to reach out to you? Is there a way that they can do that because they want to plan here? They want to have a vacation here. Their leisure or their vacation is where we live.
Yeah.
So can they reach out to you and do the same thing?
I do that.
All of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have clients
that call you.
I have them.
Yeah, because child is going on YouTube too.
Oh
so
my goodness.
Y'all got it. 1242. Yeah, you got to do that. Make sure you put the 242 in front of that. What's the number again, please? Type it out in the thing too.
1-242-325-6847, and that number hunts to the 12 numbers that we have. So that's the main line.
I love it.
Are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
Okay, because in
Tonya
this day and time, we see a business on Facebook and we reach out to them, whether it's 10 o'clock at night, whether it's Sunday morning, Sunday evening.
We sending a message.
We just sending a message.
Yeah.
So
I get that all the time, and then this just for you for when you go on a Monday, and then I pop up 325-6847.
Yeah, your phone could be ringing off the hook tomorrow. Right? We already sit on 12 lines. Better be ready. All the
Bless
better be having the phone up. If I keep it up, Justin said, "Hello, here's your code." Be ready, because this is what we need.
Yes.
We're thinking we have it all together just to save that little $2.
Yeah,
but we don't know today that $2 could cause so much stress on you.
Yes,
and headache.
Yes.
And we can have somebody else do the work.
Do the work. Yeah.
A lot of people feel intimidated when they hear travel agents.
Yeah, they're thinking they have to spend a bunch of money. Is it a bunch of money?
It's not just that too. It's also, having another person outside of your family to hold you accountable.
That's true.
So many times
That's
people we put together and say, "Oh, how many trips have you planned inside like your family group or your friend group on WhatsApp that when you get close, oh, I can't make it. Oh,
Don't let Annie Betty plan no trip for you. Don't let Annie Susie plan no trip because she ain't coming because she leave her glasses, so she had to go back home to go get it. Then she missed her flight. Don't do it.
Exactly.
All
But when
right.
you have a third party
Yeah.
that's holding you accountable,
Accountable.
hey,
Yeah.
Because
you
their
got 3
name
more
is on
months
the
to
line.
pay.
Right.
Exactly.
Don't forget.
Yep.
I totally
It's
Their
different.
reputation.
We
is
have
on the
that
line.
call.
because I already started getting palpitations thinking about how I can have to tell everybody, okay, this is the price of the ticket. This is we need the deposit. Y'all make a deposit.
One
I
person
can
can do
pass
all of
it
that.
on.
Let them do that.
Pass
And
it
then
on.
when she gives you that information, she's probably going to email it or something, have some paperwork for you.
Definitely.
So you could
Yep.
just email it to everyone.
Yep.
Say, that's
All
your
the
information.
time.
That's your
Mhm.
banana. That's your skin. Go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
But you could still be the person, the contact, the main
Right,
contact
the main
person.
contact, but
The mediator is
legwork?
right. She do the
Mhm.
legwork, and then you send out the emails to your family, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Yes.
We working smart here. No stress. Because I ain't into having all these tabs out. I have to check to see what this price is and then what this price is. And then,
Mhm.
but do you do that? Do you look for the best possible rates and then give it to them?
Definitely, I
Yeah.
do. Yep.
Yeah, because you don't just have some
Oh,
random
no. Oh,
number
no.
there.
No,
What's
no.
whatever the first
Oh,
thing
no.
is.
Oh, no.
Good.
Yeah, I
Because
do.
we like to save.
Oh, definitely.
So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to Your Lane Talk Show today. Thank you, Tonya Wilson,
You're
and
welcome.
your beautiful sister. And I'm sure she's beautiful because she looks like you. That she has to be beautiful.
Divas.
All right, the divas of the family for carrying on this legacy for your parents and leisure tours. May God continue to bless your company,
Thank you.
especially the fact that you're putting Him first in the midst of all of this.
Yes,
And that is
always.
important. So if you want to have a
Always.
business that believes in God, that
Mhm.
knows that everything that is done in excellence, and
Mm-hmm.
not only in excellence, but in integrity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's important. So you don't want just because if I spend money, I got to make sure that it's done correctly,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So thank you for that. Thank you for everyone who's tuned into Your Lane Talk Show. Now, for those who are in need of coaching in any area of your life, including premarital coaching, knowing how to restore your marriage, how to stand even when you feel abandoned, or how to build the relationship, please go to Your Lane's website, which is www.yourlanelifecoaching.com, and schedule a booking. I would love to help you improve your life and your relationship, especially for those who've been listening to the show and you're trying to plan a honeymoon because you can't plan a honeymoon and don't even know if the girl's save or not. You don't even know if she believes in spending and saving and if she's prudent, if he's prudent. You don't want to just get into planning the wedding and not planning the marriage.
Mhm.
All right. So it's good to get all the excitement and all the fun and all the travel and all this other stuff out of the way. But if you don't know who you are marrying, that makes absolutely no sense. It's a waste of money. All right. So go onto the website, www.yourlanelifecoaching.com, where I do premarital coaching as well as marital coaching for those who need it. And also life coaching, because you may want to know, even if you want to go plan your solo trip or plan a trip, or, you want to go out and don't know how to do it. All right. You don't know how to live. You're just in this one bucket. You just tired of the same thing over and over and over and over again. Nothing is exciting about your life. You're just doing a routine and it's getting to you now. You want to know how to go out there and how to be adventurous, how to explore. www.yourlanelifecoaching.com. This is the surprise that I have for you, for those who have been asking me, when is part 2 coming out? When is part 2 coming out? Part 2 is out for dealing with anti-marriage forces. Yes, I've had it. Odessa, they've been calling me. You were missing last week Sunday, but the show was so heavy. It was so good. It was so meaty. I had to bring them back. In fact, I postponed rather the show that I had previously scheduled for that next week Sunday to bring them on so that it would just remain in that flow. So we're going to have the Rosses back on. They are ready because they said, Trishon, I'm not done. There's so much other things that I have to talk about. And the people who were talking about this show are like, I need to know more, because the churches are not talking about these things. I mean, I'm sorry to say it like that.
Mhm.
But I don't mind being challenged. If you can show me, which is good, because I would actually acknowledge them. But if you can find me a church that deals specifically with spiritual warfare in the marriages, that deals with anything to do with having to save your family and marriages continuously, Kudos to that church, by the way. But tell me, so that I would know. Yeah, so that we would know. Okay. All right. Thanks to my producer, Beats. Beats have been holding it down. As always, to our Facebook audience, thank you so much. Our continued listening audience, thank you so much for tuning in. And to our first time listening audience, I know your sister has been, this is her first time. Your sons, this is their first time. Thank you so much to Kaden and what's the other one?
Kevante.
And Kevante. I love those names, by the way. All right. Thank you to Kim. Kim, I know you listen. If you ain't listening, Kim, you are going in the doghouse tonight. All right. All right. Y'all know. All right. So that is Tony's husband. So kudos to you.
And my
They call you
brothers.
Tony or Tonya. I call you Tonya. They call you
It's
Tony.
my name is Tonya, but they just call me
you
Tony.
Tony.
And then
Yeah.
my brothers, who runs the tour pod of, because we're not just a travel, we're a tour pod.
Taurus. Mhm.
Yeah,
They
so
call
my
you
brothers,
Tony as well.
yeah,
Yeah, because I hear you saying Tony.
Tony.
Okay, well, I can call you Tony too. All right. So happy Sunday, everyone. I hope that you were all empowered, encouraged, and educated today. Until next time, may God continue to bless you and keep you. Have a blessed Sunday.
All right. Okay.